I'm Mamadou Sharif Jr., aka JR, aka DJR.
Hananiah Harden. Some people know me as Naya or Hanny.
And when did Black Magic Media start?
2023. I was planning a fundraiser for the Dream of Kalamazoo Foundation. Shout out to Leilani. And I was looking for a DJ and like amongst other things. And, you know, I've seen JR at this point. I've seen JR around like the events and the community and stuff a lot. So I just hit him up. But at that time, we both, well, at least I had like ideas of what I want to do to help the community with photo and, you know, video and different things of that nature. He was a DJ. So I pitched the idea to him basically in my living room. You know, he already did events and stuff like that. So we kind of talked about it and became a thing. At least that's my perspective of it.
Oh, yeah. From my perspective, I just finished working with Cage Lotus. I was kind of like done doing events and stuff. Hanny hit me up to do the Dream event. And I was like, all right, sweet. So I used my stage that I built too for that event. Very wonky stage, honestly, but it held up just fine. And he was talking about the idea of BMM, which I was totally in for. So I told him I'll do more of the event side. If you do the media side, and I'm in.
I'm curious what that, like, you said you pitched the idea. Like, if you're kind of recreating that pitch, how did that work? How did that sound like?
Well,
a lot of passion.
Yeah, a lot of passion, a lot of grand ideas at the time because I was like I was more new into the community and like seeing like just the creativity of everyone, and I just want to help, you know, and like document it, but then also like plan events because at that point I was like booking a fundraiser and stuff and like planning that whole thing. So I wanted to do more of that, but I wasn't a DJ, so I didn't have the sound aspect. So I basically was just like, JR, like, I'm gonna do the photography, we can do video, we could, you know, possibly get food involved. Like I want to do things with like newsletters or magazines and eventually like just kind of just encapsulate all this into one thing. And like you do DJing, you already do events, like you already have access to like different artists and stuff that we can talk to start, you know, planning shows and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And he was like, yeah, down, yeah, for sure, yep. And so from there we just kind of started doing shows after that and doing photography, working with photographers and videographers and stuff like that. So yeah.
And so it sounds like it started with just you two. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm curious how that pool kind of expanded over time and who were like the first few people you started working closely with.
We started working closely with Quincy, mainly because, you know, if I wanted to have like more DJ gigs, I needed another DJ. So I trained Quincy fast and easy. He picked it up so fast, and then started using his MC skills too for all our shows, because I like to entertain. Like when I have shows, I like to entertain everybody. So Quincy was the best candidate for that, and you know, he was a good friend. So when we brought in Quincy, it was plug and play.
In the beginning times, like we basically invited everyone that we were kind of like hanging out with and doing different things. Like Ryan Fluke was in the beginning, Ryan, doing a bunch of sound, helping us with the like actual coordination and stuff of the events. Like at the time we were trying to do food, so we like worked with Savian and Michael. Quincy was in. We worked with our friend Mary at the time. Who else? And then a little bit after that, we brought in Alex as well, Alexander Long, because in the beginning we were trying to do like some type of newsletter magazine. So we were working with Alex on that, and we needed a writer, and so we called in Jada, and then Jada started helping like on the media team and the media side of things. So like there was a lot of moving parts in the beginning of figuring out how everything fixed, since it was very new, but like we were kind of working and collaborating with a lot of different people, at least within the first, let's say like 6 months.
Yeah. Obo was there early there too.
Yeah, Obo was there early.
Obo helped a lot with MCing too, because you know, having two MC, since we had so many events in the early days, I would like to cycle off between Obo and Quincy.
Yep.
What was the initial intention, or like the intention behind starting to throw these events in the first place?
I would say like just uplifting people in what they already like wanted to do. So in the beginning, when we were kind of working with different people, or like trying to bring people in, it was stuff that they already want to do. Like, you know, Oba the artist, he already did MCing, comedy and stuff, so that's what he wanted to do. You know, Jada was a a writer and a journalist, so it's just like, okay, like we can start doing this writing stuff. So it was just like Quincy went to DJ, so it was just trying to put people into, you know, gigs or positions that they already want to do to kind of build everyone's portfolio and stuff originally.
Now are they at a place where they get paid for that kind of work?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
connect them with opportunities as well?
100%. So we try to pay like a good amount for like, you know, the work and like what we're doing. And then they go out and do their own gigs. Like Quincy does a bunch of DJing and stuff now, performs a lot, like just on his own accord. Like his DJ name is Prince Chief. But yeah, like we try to pay like a good amount for like the work that we're doing with them and stuff.
Yeah. And I guess where does that funding come from?
Weddings, usually. We do weddings and the media side gigs. So like Jared can speak to more of the like the wedding side and like some of the event side, but on my end I do a lot of community like photography work. So like either planning fundraisers or like doing gigs, like working with different nonprofits, like photo wise, and so we get paid for that, and then we have like a fund, and then we pay them like really through that. Like again, we're not a big company, so we can't pay like a ton of money, but we pay like we think fairly for the work that that they do. And again, Jared can speak more. He does a lot of weddings on the side, to especially in the early years too, just supporting BMM and stuff. When you know I was doing the photo stuff on the side.
To even like do an event costs money. But we were able to like, especially in the early days, I was proud because we were able to like break even at least. But of course, we're trying to grow the business, so a lot of weddings were needed to get it.
Yeah.
And I was still doing, I was still working with another wedding company in Grand Rapids. So I took some money from my wedding jobs and just put that into BMM, and then kind of grow from there.
That's cool. Like, kind of started as a donation, and then it seems to like catch traction over time as you train people up and connect them with opportunities. They tend to like give back to BMM too.
You know, they give back with their time. Like a lot of, like sometimes, you know, if we can't, like, hey, we got a really low budget, can't really pay you for this one. They're always like, no problem, you know.
Yeah, because there's a lot of passion, like especially in earlier years and going to now. Like there's a lot of people who wanted to just, you know, help the growth of the community and like, you know, helping people and, you know, doing things that they want to do too and growing their portfolio. So a lot of it in the time was like, you know, as much as we could pay, and the more money we make, you know, on our own, like doing photo gigs like separately from like the event portion of it, and the community events portion of it, and the weddings, then we're able to pay, you know, people more, have interns and stuff like that, to be able to grow the opportunities even more.
Yeah. Does Black Magic Media have like a mission statement or, you know, kind of concise way of expressing what y'all do?
Before he says his mission statement, I'm on the the verbiage of the mission statement. I'm on the fence about, but it does cover. I just don't. It's good. It's good community talk, but it's just, to me it's just like, all right, this is too much.
It is. We made it in a visioning session with. It was the Social Justice Hub originally, but now it's Stara. When we were trying to figure out like what we wanted to like do. Let me see if I can pull it up, because I know like one line of it, but it's a whole thing. Let me read it. So Black Magic Media aims to disrupt commercial systems and nonprofits and community organizations while connecting underground talent with mainstream businesses and clients, while providing elevated services to outward-facing organizations and nonprofits, emphasizing anti-racism, equity to disrupt systematic barriers, and marginalized and emerging artists. We came up with that in our meeting with Stephanie, actually, when it was originally Social Justice Hub, to kind of cover the basis, because that's basically what we do, is like, we do our own side business. And this is kind of what we talked to JR about originally, and I'm thinking about it more. Like, we have our own side business things that we do to help fund the company to be able to put on events and pay artists and pay people we work with, because a lot of that, starting off, you're not going to make a ton of money like with events, especially when you're new at it and stuff. You know, charging $5 or $10 or whatever can't, you know, pay everyone as much as you want to pay them. So we will try to make money in the community other ways, like doing our own services, photo and DJing, to pay people. So kind of like like Jared said, just break even, make enough to keep it going, basically.
Yeah. what's your qualms with the mission?
It's just it's too much. It's too much.
It's for a grant.
Yeah, exactly. It's too much. Like for me, I'd say our mission statement is we're having to have fun. Simply put it, fun. Bring everyone in to have fun, entertain, have good, safe. I guess you could even put educational or spiritually uplifting events, but like all that other stuff is just like okay. I was like, sure, yeah. We do that.
I'm like, yeah.
Hanny loved it. I was just like,
I love it.
It's
like,
cool.
Yeah. I'm going to school for public and nonprofit, stuff. So like, I thought that was perfect for what we do, like for community wise. Encapsulates everything. It is wordy, but yeah.
So how has Black Magic Media grown since its inception?
It grew too fast, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, especially because we love doing it, and it was more, it's a side business, and then it grew to like, oh my gosh, like we actually got to kind of put more time, a little more effort into it because it was like, it's like blowing a bubble. Like we were blowing a bubble, putting all that energy in, and realized this bubble's getting a little too big, and we don't want it to pop.
Right.
So we got to kind of ease back on the bubble. I think trajectory-wise, I think we're sitting good now. We had to learn a lot of business practices, a lot of communication styles, a lot of things to just keep it going.
And was it a business from its initial state, or did it turn into one over time?
There was a business from its initial state, yeah. Like it was an LLC originally. People do think sometimes that we're a nonprofit, but like it is a business, even though we do a lot of community work. From its inception, it was just easier that way, be able to have more moving around, board and stuff like that.
We thought about being a nonprofit, but like being a nonprofit, you're stuck to the budget. Like you gotta do everything.
Yeah.
And we like to be a little more sporadic about it.
More malleable, be able to do more stuff.
There we go. That's a good word.
And what are some ways that you want to grow that you maybe haven't accomplished just yet?
Well, at least one for me is, and I feel like we're working on it right now. We are trying to have some things in the works, but utilize our space more as like a community hub. Like we're getting, lock boxes and stuff and cameras and stuff to be able to have people use and utilize the space more. Because like we're right in the Edison, and we want the space to be more of a centralized community hub for like people to rent it out for stuff that they want, rent out to photographers, videographers, rent out to like community members, to graduations, parties. Like we've done that sporadically, but it hasn't been like a consistent thing where we have like hours, where people can come in and do stuff. So that's like for me like one aspect that would still like to grow a little bit more.
For me, I'm a systems guy, so I want to make everything easier, like make a system to make events easier, make a system to make photo jobs easier, and just kind of perfecting that. So, we make mistakes here and there. So I just want to like mitigate the mistakes and just keep having a good record.
When it comes to people who are interested in working with you guys, how do they go about doing that?
I would say website, as well as just like Instagram, DMs, or usually because we work with a lot of people that we know already, they text us or give us a call. If it's like wedding inquiries or someone wants to do like a media job of some sort, they usually go through the website or hit us up like through DMs. But specifically if they like want to work or collaborate with us, like they just kind of hit us up. Like one of the people that we work with right now, Damari, working on the media side, she just hit us up in our DMs and like, hey, like just graduated, I want to do this, like do you have any projects and stuff? And we just kind of had a meeting and talked to her. It's real. It's not very low pressure.
Yeah, because it seems like people can kind of reach out to you for a number of different things, right? Like, I want to participate and be one of your media people or help you with events. But then they also might be like, I want an event through you guys, and I want your help having people there who are going to be able to document it or whatever else.
Yeah.
And is there anything else that we're missing that people could utilize you guys as a resource for?
No, you summed it up, because I feel like I noticed we work best as like the third party.
Yeah.
Like when we're the third party, we're just kind of like helping the other person. I think that's our bread and butter. I think we help elevate people to like that next stage a little bit. So
Yeah.
Make it easier for them. And I'm just remembering more like when you asked about the pitch question, that's one of the things we talked about, was being like a third-party entity to just help support everyone different things, because, you know, we can kind of do our own thing and like whatever you need from us kind of thing.
Is there any sort of support that you guys are seeking, or that, you know, might be helpful for the community to know on like how they can support this organization better?
Just keep coming to the events.
Yeah, keep coming to the events.
Yeah, just keep coming to the events. And I mean, but you're also supporting us, but then also like the people who are getting booked and stuff as well. Like, you're helping them out a lot more, and it's easier for us to, you know, promote them and pay them and stuff like that when we have more people coming to the events. So that's really the main thing, you know, and just let us know if you need any help with anything, really.
I'm also interested in, like, I bet people who might be seeking to be a part of your team might be interested in knowing if there's, like, can they expect to maybe be trained on something that they're interested in, or should they already have, like, a pretty strong foundation on what they're seeking to do with you guys?
That's a good question.
It's a good question, yeah.
We you know, we've been through training people, and it's worth it, but I think a more solid foundation helps us and helps you when it comes to us.
Yeah, it's definitely freelance. Like, we're not a label or management or anything of that nature. It's just like, kind of hit us up if you want to perform, and we try to put you on a docket or a bill that would, you know, work best with other artists and like the theme of the show. Also like experience level. So, like, you know, we've had events where it's been Rising Stars, so it's a bunch of new artists. And then there's, you know, when we perform at Green Door or at other places where it's, okay, you need a little bit more performing experience and this, that, and the third. But it's, I would say, freelancer. I mean, but we outsourced a lot of photographers and stuff, and, like, just paid them.
Yeah, like for like sound engineering, like I can't do it all myself. So I always like reach out to other people and then offer them this much money. Like, hey, will you come help? And they'd be like, oh, yeah, of course. And most of the time, I think I can get away with just asking for the free ski. But, you know, I like to make it a point, you know, get paid for your time.
Yeah.
Even if it's a little bit,
Yeah.
I'm sorry for the little bit, but at least get paid for your time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious, do those rates kind of change over time, just what you guys have in the budget, or do you have like a flat rate?
Pretty much, like, it's pretty much dependent on the budget.
Yeah, sliding scales depending on the budget. Freelance-wise, they would have to usually have their own stuff. Like, if, for example, they're working more internally, like I was brought up the example to Mari or Jerome, like, they can use our stuff and, you know, borrow it in different things because, like, they work internally. It's like a little bit closer to, you know, not a W-2, but an internal contractor.
Yeah.
But if they're just coming in for a one-time gig, usually they have to have their own stuff. But I mean, also, I know people use JR's equipment if they are helping, you know, do sound and stuff. They don't bring their own sound stuff in, you know.
Yeah, I think the big thing with working with a lot of people, with hosting events, I see is the number one problem for them is they always just want to make the event happen. They don't care how much money it costs. And in the end, it costs them $500. There's always a way to break even without being you can negotiate budget and always figure out a way that everyone can eat at the end of it. Like, you don't have to make crazy profits off an event. You just have to at least break even. Like, people that just want to have that moment, you can always at least just break even. So you can leave, so you don't leave being $500 less for making an event. Yeah. Because if you do that, less likely to make another one.
Yeah.
And consistency, and especially in Kalamazoo, I see consistency is the key for events.
Yeah.
Constant events. And we're actually learning. We're a little too consistent. So we're learning to kind of like gauge that to make more of those moments, I guess. Bigger shows, less frequent, or fine tuning it. I told you, I'm looking for this perfect system.
For sure.
It's just trial and error. It really is.
Yeah. It's
just trial and error. Just use the past data, especially because we're 3 years in now.
3 years now, yeah.
So it's like we have a lot of past. I've even gotten better at making Excel sheets for shows and
making
stuff.
Contracts.
making contracts. But I got better at that too. So yeah, it's all trial and error.
It's cool. I think like it's special. I think that both of our organizations was born kind of around the same time and with like a similar interest in mind. but there are like distinct differences about it. I'm like uplifting artists through interviews and by publishing their work via zine and on a website. And like you guys are like giving them a place to perform and connecting like media people and musicians and artists together in a space to like celebrate with each other.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool how it's like there's different ways to do the same sort of work.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? Where it's like still having a similar effect of like we're trying to uplift the community.
Like I said, it's part of the
100%.
system, man. Everyone
Yeah,
has a piece.
everyone's
Everyone's a piece in there.
Literally.
Mind hearing a little bit more about each of your guys' backgrounds, you in like photography and media work, and then you in DJing music. And,
Oh yeah, sure.
yeah.
Originally with photography, well, I started off meeting people in the community as making jewelry first, and like again wanted just to plan events and come to events. But I started doing photography at my last job when I was at Midwest. Just wanted to do a hobby, wanted to try something new, kind of like a fresh start at the time. And I used photography at that point just to like go out and meet people and be in events and, you know, document things, document people. And then slowly but surely, eventually, like when I met JR, we started doing the Dream, and then started BMM, started taking more photos of, you know, the artists, the people, being able to give them their own promotional content, then work with a lot of photographers, be able to, you know, give them like stuff for their portfolios and their platforms. But then there was like a time where I started like focusing a lot more on my photography and like really learning the camera, really grinding, because I was never like, I guess in my history, I'm from Berrien County, you know, Stevensville, Benton Harbor area. I didn't have like a real artsy or creative side. Like I wasn't able to create very much back then. And so doing this now, you know, and having another art form to do with photography, there was a time where I really wanted to start being really creative. Actually, it was the set that I sent you for like my first time being in the zine. That was like a time where about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I really started focusing in on like photography as a whole, the grind, editing, you know, composition, really just learning the craft more, because I was working with a lot of photographers and having them do stuff, which was good, but I want to like work on my craft as well. So that's when I started doing a lot more community work. So like a lot of community jobs, so like Strike Johnson Foundation, Soul Artistry, you know, the ENA, what else, like doing stuff at Bell's and stuff. Like I really just started doing a lot more jobs and just kind of working on the craft, doing a lot of events, just doing a lot of stuff. And then that helped, again, in the long run, help BMM as well, because I'm just doing a ton more jobs, trying to gain more revenue for, you know, the business, be able to pay other people. But yeah, so I would say about 3 years doing it more professionally, but I was always taking pictures on my phone for like a long time and using like the free Lightroom when it used to be kind of like trial period area before you had to pay for everything. But yeah.
I remember that submission. It was like black and white, like zoomed in nature shots.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That was really cool stuff.
That was a good time. That was a good era.
So I'm trying to think. So I guess hosting events. When I came here, Kalamazoo in 2018, I was throwing house parties like every other, I would say three or four times a year. I make them big house parties, you know, invite all my friends and stuff, get a cool speaker system, get it bumping. So I was doing that.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I got into DJing because my older brother DJ'd. I thought it was cool. I always wanted to DJ. I just honestly just never had the time. And then I kind of realized, like, oh, I kind of have the time to do it. So I started DJing, did it for about, 2 years, like house party DJing. Then I really wanted to get more, like, get bigger gigs. So that's when I started applying to different DJ places. And then I got picked up from a company in Grand Rapids, and they were just starting out too. So I was able to help grow their business. They were able to help me grow as a DJ, and honestly, even understanding the business side of like weddings. And I was there for 6 years, like 2020. I think 2020? Yeah, around 2020. And then like it was just on that like edge where COVID was like ending. I don't think it's 2020, but I feel like 2020 sounds right. And it was the edge of COVID, and there was just so many weddings because the whole backlog of like a year and a half of weddings getting canceled and postponed. So I was doing like triple weddings. I was doing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and yeah. So I did all that. Then I was rooming with my friend Danny. He was starting to be in this rap group Cage Lotus, and he wanted me to come to his first show. And he asked me to borrow some mics, and I was like, "Yeah, you can borrow some mics." And I come. Hey, Steve.
How's it going, everybody?
How's it going?
Steve.
Good to see you.
I'll see you tomorrow. That's for sure. Can you do me a favor? Will you move that grill?
Oh.
If you need a longer chain, I don't care if it's back here. Can you just get it out of the?
Oh yeah.
Out of the bergamot that's growing in there, and my other beautiful things that I'm going to plant in there.
Yes, we can move
I
that.
don't know if you need another. You can do it. I pay.
Yeah. We'll get a nice chain.
All right, I'll see you at 5:32 tomorrow.
Yes, 5:30 tomorrow works for me.
All right, perfect.
See ya.
All right, then see ya. I lost my train of thought. Steve's gonna be in the interview.
Yes, literally.
He can't.
Cage Lotus, Danny.
Oh, Cage Lotus, Danny. Yeah, so they were going to a first show. I get there, they had a terrible speaker, horrible speaker, and like no mic system. I was just like, oh, y'all can just borrow this. They're like, really? And I was like, yeah, just borrow this, use that. Started doing that. Then they asked me to join, be their sound guy and DJ, and I was like, yeah, sure, because I think I did one other show with them, and I was like, yeah, I'll do this. So then we started playing in we did 2 Cage Lotus Fests outside of our house. And that was pretty cool. They had good numbers.
Yeah, that was
fun. Yeah, and then past that, Danny asked me if I just kept doing events. I'm trying to think. I guess I always decent at event planning. I did a lot of events at my church when I was a kid. So I just thought of it like it's that.
Yeah. The last thing I kind of curious about is, I know you said you came to Kalamazoo in 2018, but like, how'd you land here, and why do you choose here to invest in the community?
Well, I guess for me, I originally came in 2019 for school right before COVID, and then I really didn't experience Kalamazoo at all. From 2020 to 2023, I was in a relationship and stuff, and so around that time getting out of there, I really wanted to just experience the community, because I was always adjacent, so I would always see just probably been to a Cage Lotus thing and didn't know a lot of people. I knew some people, I knew Zay and Henry and them, but I really wasn't a part or adding to it. I always wanted to, I again, like I said, I like photography. I like kind of doing different things, planning, fundraising, stuff like that. So I was like, let me see how I can get in here and do it. And originally it was jewelry, but the reason why I feel like I stay here now, though, it's just that we're just so kind of invested in Crookston, and we just, for me personally, I just like Kalamazoo. Growing up in Berrien County, there was definitely communities and stuff, but it wasn't like this. There wasn't a ton of nonprofits and, people being artists and venues and stuff like that. It was more very much small town, so I enjoy what I'm doing. And now that I've been here for 6 years, almost 7 years, it's become my home, and I just want to, I see things, I've been here, so I just want to help, in what I can do, help myself as well, grow myself. And so just it's a lot of fun putting that time and energy in here. And plus, you get to know people, people, families, friends. So it's just it just becomes easier and easier to stay and just build stronger roots in here. So
yeah. So landing here because I wanted to go to Western. So of course went to Western, but once you live in Kalamazoo and kind of on the college side gets boring. Yeah. College side just gets boring. So when you go out and explore more, you see this whole other side of people. The whole artistry scene. I was like, wow, this is not normal. It's not normal at all. So I slowly started getting invested. I wouldn't say I was reluctant, but I kind of just fell into it, to be honest. And doing community stuff, I was even back home, I was always doing stuff for my community and doing community, helping with community events. So doing it here in Kalamazoo just felt natural. I feel like I said, kind of boring without it. So it just felt like a natural thing to do it for Kalamazoo, and still happy to do it. BMM events, go.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes, BMM events, please. Shout out to all of our partners on the community side. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got also.
Yeah.
I think, and the big thing is we got to thank a lot of people that
Yeah.
believed in us and collaborated with us. Edison is one of them.
Huge one, yeah. So Artistry.
So Artistry.
Yolanda, she helped out us a lot. Lindsay,
yeah. There's dang, I wasn't ready for the list, but there's a
Yeah,
lot of
there
people.
is.
If we haven't named you, sorry, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that have helped us and kind of like believe in what we're doing. Like, I think that's like a huge part of BMM as well.
it's the community aspect. Like, I would say Robin and Shawnee at Green Door,
Yep.
like they took a chance on us originally. You know, having that conversation with them. You know, the first it was actually Ben, and shout out to Helix show. We like, hey, we want to do more things, and they took a chance on us, and that really was the start. Was doing those first 4 or 5 shows after that. We were able to kind of build somewhat of a foundation. So definitely shout out to all our current partners, like community partners that we have. Like, there's a lot on that side of it, nonprofit side. Just thank you for believing in us and supporting us on that end to help fund and, you know, do what we do on the event side, and everyone that's helped us out through the years. Like, it's been an amazing process, ups and downs, but it's been a great learning experience. I mean, you never really know you're gonna start a business and do that stuff until you do it. So
yeah,
yeah,
it's big thanks to them because like it's never like just giving us money. It's always just giving us opportunities.
Yeah.
And we're able to like capitalize on those opportunities. So it's like without them, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, at all. In people's time, you know.
Yep.
So just appreciate to everyone. Like, we truly wouldn't be able to do any of what we do without the people that's helping us currently, you know, and in the past as well, continue to help us. So